Hello everybody! Thank you so much as always for joining me on my channel. My name is Sho and today I have both a general review of the vintage Coach Willis as well as an update about the post-rehab condition of this guy, as I did an unboxing of him just a few weeks ago and I wanted to let everyone know how he turned out. So if you've watched my other video where the unboxing happened, and I'll try and link that for you, you know that this was already in fantastic condition. It was definitely dry and it had some scratches on it. The corners were pretty scuffed up and had worn down, but none of the piping was exposed. Everything for the most part was really a-okay structurally. He was totally in great condition. And the bag was actually in black, which I always try and buy Willis's in black, and they always turn out to be navy, and it's like this ongoing thing with me. In any case, this one is actually this gorgeous, gorgeous shade, and I'm so happy with it. But yeah, the rehab was very, very simple. I did dunk this bag. I know there's some debate, I guess, about whether or not you should dunk Willis's because of the wooden dowel. I have never had a problem, and I've done rehabs for quite a few of them, but that's just me. I'm not saying no one will ever have any issues with that. I will say that I generally try not to let it sit for too long, and I always try and keep the dowel less submerged than the other parts of the bag, but at the same time, I'm not particularly precious about it, so that's been my experience. I've always had pretty good luck with the situation. But yeah, I didn't notice any particularly strong odors other than your standard sort of musty smell that comes from most vintage Coach bags. I mean, I think there's just a scent that we all are familiar with that sort of lingers, but that came out really quickly. I actually use these little charcoal pouches, and that really does a great job of wiping out smells in general, whether you're talking about a vintage bag or anything else. I just pop those in, let them sit for a couple of days, and we've usually got no problems at that point. As I mentioned, I dunked this guy and ran, a toothbrush over everything. I had already removed all of the hardware. That's one of the great things about rehabbing Willis's. They are so easy to take care of as far as hardware goes. You just unscrew all the little segments and then pop off the turn lock, and then you're golden. And I will say the brass shined up, whatever. The brass is very, very nice at this point. It was actually a much easier cleanup than most of the time. I didn't have to put as much elbow grease in it as I usually do. And you can see, hopefully, that a lot of the scratches and scuffing is totally gone at this point. Even the corners, which were very worn and faded, came right back up just with reconditioning it and using my black rocks. I did so little as far as elbow grease goes, and it turned out so nicely. Everything, like structure wise, is super sound and formed back up. It was super flat, and now it's really very happily sturdy and very soft. It was super dry, but now, conditioned right up. And the scuffs and the scratches, I'm just so surprised how well it cleaned up, and so happy with how well it cleaned up. So yeah, as far as rehabs go, this one was one of the easier rehabs I've ever done. And also, I'm just one of the most worthwhile ones. Minimal amount of effort for maximum result. It's just a perfect after for me. So if you're interested, definitely check out the unboxing video just so you can sort of see the flattened dry bag version. But even that one is quite a decent used vintage bag. I mean, I've picked up some real doozies, and this one was so far from that. So yeah, very, very happy with how the rehab turned out itself. So now that we've got the post rehab update over with, let's move on to the actual review. And this is one of those bags that I really wish I saw more people carrying around. Um, because I've been in love with everything about this purse since I was in college back in the early 2000s. There's just something so appealing to me about its odd, super structured square shape. I mean, I love the fairly chunky hardware that's going on. I love the juxtaposition of all of the curvature of the hardware with like this super straight lines of the bag itself. I mean, it's just this short, squat thing that I've always found to be like the perfect size, you know, when I'm not carrying like everything in my life in my work tote. This is really the absolute perfect size for me. Um, when I'm not, trying to downsize and be super conscious of all of that, I can fit a ton of everyday things in here, things that I really want to have, even if I don't need to have it. But it's also not so large that, I get overzealous and start to pack like the kitchen sink. The dimensions, which I will put at the bottom of the screen, are quite generous, really. It's about 10 by 10 if you go, of course, lengthwise to height to the dowel. Add a couple inches if you want to go to the top of the handle. But 10 by 10, very reasonable. It's about 3 inches at the base. So the depth would go from around 3 inches to around 2 if you are allowing it to narrow. If you don't, you're still going to have that very wide space. So you can get crazy and stuff this thing like a madwoman. On the back, you've got my beloved slip pocket. I, as always, am a sucker for a back slip pocket. You can put your phone, you can put anything you need. If you don't put your phone in the outside parts of your bag, put your keys in here. Though if you won't put your phone in, I don't know why you'd put your keys in. So whatever you feel like. Otherwise, perfect area. Underneath the turn lock flap, you've got another slip pocket. You've got your main compartment, which of course is just going to look like a giant black cave. And then you've got another zip compartment that runs the entire length of the bag. So it's not one of the flap inner compartments. It's just that full length back space. So you can fit a lot of whatever you need, whether it's receipts, or if you want to put your card case or what have you back there, it will definitely fit as long as it's smaller than 10 inches across. But as I was mentioning, of course, if you seal the bag and you want it to stay sort of that very angled triangular look, then you're going to have less items at the top of your bag. But you 100% can just jam this sucker full of whatever you need to, and it will 100% go. I know this because I have absolutely done that before. And the flap will just sort of extend over it. So with a bag that is 10 by 10 essentially, and that, as I mentioned, you can end up filling chock full of goodies if you are really intent on doing so, what exactly will comfortably fit without, going crazy and stretching the boundaries of reason? If you've watched any of my videos, you know I have a tendency to carry the same kind of items. There are certain items that I feel are essential, especially today. So let's make sure those fit. And I just want to show you guys so that you can see and sort of get an example of what you might feel are essentials and if they will also fit inside. as always, I have a cosmetic pouch with me that doesn't necessarily just carry cosmetics. It usually will carry a ton of other things, like a cosmetics mirror. It carries Band-Aids and wet wipes. It carries hand lotion because my hands are always wicked dry due to overzealous hand sanitizer usage. A pill pouch because nobody likes a headache. Lipstick. Lip balm. Tampons, and a full-size Tide pen. Strongly recommended. If you don't carry a Tide pen, you absolutely should. They are a lifesaver. And that's generally sort of everything that I carry inside my pouch. I also usually carry hair ties because my hair is always falling in my face. But I've sort of mislaid mine at the moment, so they're not in here, but they will definitely fit. So even horizontally, very, very easily fits inside. I like to carry a full-sized hand sanitizer. This is obviously not something that everybody does, nor is it something that everybody needs to do, but it's something that I like. So a full-sized 4.5 ounce hand sanitizer also easily fits inside. I usually carry alcohol wipes with me. My card case, obviously a very important item. Kleenex. I have blood sugar issues, so I like to carry like some kind of snack with me at all times. Right now I'm carrying Dang bars. I love these. They're really low in carb, but have a ton of fiber, a lot of calories, a good amount of fats, of healthy fats, so they're a really excellent pick-me-up when I need it. And this one is lemon matcha. Absolutely delicious. Very easily fits. I like to carry a purse spray with me, purse spray sized perfume. And these are other items just in case you want to try and fit more. A slightly smaller pouch. This one is just the corner end zip. That also fits in here really easily. And let's throw in, just for the sake of it, a small hand sanitizer. This one is only 0.5 ounces. That's what I usually carry with me if a bag won't fit the full size, just so I always have sanitizer with me, but it's sort of a maximized like space situation. And that's everything that I've already put inside the bag. It's quite heavy, but not so heavy that I would feel my shoulders going to break. And then in the front pocket, I have my alcohol wipes. So for me, I always put my phone in the back slip pocket if there is one. I'm filming on my phone right now, so obviously this is just the case, but I do have a Samsung Galaxy 8 Plus, which is a pretty big phone. And that very, very easily fits inside. You can see, even if I flip it vertically, it still fits pretty comfortably without peeking out. I hate that when the bag won't hold it, regardless of which direction I want to put it in. And it's not stretching very much, so you're not going to be damaging your leather. And like I said, I did put a ton of stuff in the bag itself. So you can see I fit all of my personal essentials, and there is still a ton of room to add even more if you need to. If you wanted to carry a planner, or if you happened to have a paperweight or anything like that, they will absolutely fit. There's still plenty of room. So that is what will comfortably fit inside the vintage Coach Willis. in general, this bag is the perfect workhorse for me. It's got a cute, fun, slightly funky shape that still looks quite professional because of those really structured lines. Um, it's got really beautiful hardware, and it's got a ton of space if you want it to. But it absolutely doesn't have to be, you know, a Mary Poppins bag. You can still be pretty minimal about what you carry within it and not feel like things are, you know, just shifting around the universe. So if you're in the market for a bag that will carry a good amount, but that won't allow you to be overzealous, I definitely think the Willis is one to look at for a multitude of reasons, and you know, you can usually find them for a really good price online if you're not looking for one that's already been refurbished. If you are, there are a number of people who do really great rehabs that look absolutely beautiful. So, you know, whether you're a rehabber or someone who wants to be able to pick something up ready to go, you will be able to find something for yourself. There are also a ton of different colors in this. Of course, like I mentioned, I have a navy, a British tan, and now this black one. But, you know, you've got the mahogany ones, they have lighter blues, they have a ton of other variations, like there are red ones, there are tan ones. So, you know, it's one of those bags that was made in a ton of different, with a ton of different options. So you will 100% be able to find something that you like. So yeah, if you are curious about the Willis bag and you have any questions for me, please go ahead. Feel free to comment. And if I can answer them, I absolutely will. If I can't, I'll try and find somebody who's more knowledgeable that will be able to answer. But in general, I hope people will definitely think about picking this one up. It's such a great bag, and it fills me with nostalgia every time I carry it, but it also is one of those bags that I don't think looks particularly dated. I think you can wear it comfortably and fashionably today, and just like you could 10, 20, 30 years ago. So again, Willis bag, excellent option. Hope you'll consider it. And with that, I am going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you so much for viewing the channel again. Like I said, if you like the content, if you find it interesting or helpful at all, please consider liking and subscribing. It definitely helps me out. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I hope that we will see you again very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.